everyone, and welcome to the WFCU Center. My name is Brett Hedges. Alongside Aaron Sanders tonight, we have the pleasure of commentating tonight's game between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express. Thank you for joining us on Knockstrom.tv. Aaron, the London Lightning come in 6-2, while the Windsor Express recently worked their way back up to 5-5. It should be an interesting game tonight.
Interesting. The 401 rivalry is always entertaining. The Windsor Express coming into this building 3-1 at home. That's a really great home court advantage right there. So every time these two guys play, you better believe it's going to be a great one. So hang on there, folks. You tune into the right channel.
Now, Windsor has the league's best defense, averaging under 100 points per game. They recently signed Paul Cooper to solidify that middle, and along with 6'11" center Jubisa Vercelli, they should be able to provide that kind of impact off the bench for Windsor.
Well, yeah, size is one thing, but how physical you are is another thing. If you could just squeeze out there inside and perform a good box-out game, offensively and defensively, you're going to come up with great buckets, a great transition game, and who knows, you could be up by 10 or 12, depending on how big these big guys play tonight.
And another big man for the London Lightning, Chad Posthumus, 6'10", big guy, person to watch for London tonight. Another person to watch for London tonight is Kevin Loisel, making his return to the WFCU Center, a longtime member of the Windsor Express, won 2 championships. Now he's on the other side of the coin.
A great addition to the player, a great comeback. He's back home to his neighborhood. But, you know, when Kevin Loisel went into the London Lightning, I thought, you know, that created a big depth for the roster. I mean, as physical as this guy is, he can really deliver key assists and key rebounds when the time is called for it.
Absolutely, and making his return for the Windsor Express this game, is Kirk Williams Jr. coming back after being away for quite some time. He'll be able to provide some punch off that bench that kind of really needs a kickstart this team.
A great inspirational player even on the bench, and when he goes off the bench, his play is phenomenal. He really guides this team to say, hey, you know what, let's keep it like there. Let's maintain the positive attitude. Let's not get discouraged. Kirk Williams Jr., a positive role model. Glad he's back.
And we'll see what all these players and more perform on the court. You're watching Windsor Express basketball on Knockstrom.tv. And welcome back to the WFCU Center, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Hedges and Aaron Sanders on the call with you tonight on Knockstrom.tv, and we're proud to present the London Lightning versus the Windsor Express for the first time this year at the WFCU Center. Both times the Windsor Express have gone up to London to play the Lightning this year, winning one, losing one, so it's really a rubber match here tonight, Aaron.
A rubber match indeed. London and Windsor, both teams known for having the master lock defense. It just goes to show how tough these guys are when it comes to going in the paint and most likely outside. So it just pretty goes to show who will come up big in this one when it comes to the rebounding game tonight.
The chess masters on each side will have to put those pieces in play to see how they work out today. Kyle Julius of the London Lightning versus Tony Jones of the Windsor Express. And now we're guiding our attention to center court for a special ceremonial tip-off.
In the second round of the 2012 entry draft by the Windsor Express and won 2 NBLC championships with the...
Got to be honoring Kevin Loisel today.
Please welcome to the floor former Windsor Express player Kevin Loisel.
Oh, what a nice gesture. Kevin Loisel getting a nice round of applause from the Windsor Express crowd here. Getting his championship ring from last season. Certainly well-deserved, a beloved member of the team here in his days here.
He was an integral part to both Windsor Express championship teams. He was greatly missed when he went to London, but now tonight and for the next times he comes here at home, he will always be welcomed by the Windsor faithful. Just goes to show how great of a player he is when you have a crowd giving you a standing ovation as you receive your last championship ring.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Loisel coming into this season had the most games in a Windsor Express jersey. This season that will be taken over by Chris Commons, the face of the franchise to say the least. He will center the starting lineup for the Windsor Express along with Maurice Bolden, Brandon Robinson, Tony Bennett, and Adrian Moss. On the other side of things, it will be Nick O'Corey, number 21, Stephen Maxwell, number 24, Mustafa Jones. Who else we got here? I'm sorry. Number 10, Warren Ward, the Canadian, and number 25, Akeem Wright. Rounding out the starting 5 for the London Lightning. The Lightning going left to right from on your screen, wearing black with gold trim. The Windsor Express with all the whites and red going right to left. Tip up is up, and Maurice Bolden wins it, and the Windsor Express then throw it away, and the game is underway.
Really got to initiate that inside game early on. Cannot allow them to get open shots like this one.
Warren Ward opens up the game with a three-pointer.
Windsor was not prepared for the outside shot. They were referring more to the defense inside, and if you're not careful about that decision and those open gaps, you're not going to have a good start.
Nick O'Corey got that play started. Nick O'Corey, one of the leading scorers in NBL history. Tony Bennett with a turnaround J. Can't get it to fall. And that's someone that I forgot to mention during the pregame. Nick O'Corey, a dynamic scorer in this league. Number 2 for the London Lightning. Got to watch out for him at all times.
Impressive.
And another 3 to start the game. Number 10, Warren Ward. Back-to-back three-pointers.
You got to do more than put your hands up. You got to contest that shot.
A quick three-pointer from Robinson is off the mark. Quick hole for the Windsor Express 1 minute into this game. Maxwell gets away from the double team, gives it over to Akeem Wright. He crosses over at the bucket, and 1! What a start for the Lightning. Electric to say the least.
Yeah, I see what you did right there. 8-0 so far. Not so good for the Express. London, an all-around team. You'd think they would take it to the hole the most, but that was the first time they took it to the hole. Last 2 shots, they got lucky on the outside threes. Unfortunately, Windsor really need to set up their defense a little more faster than ever. You got to be split second when it comes to this London Lightning team.
Windsor down 9-0, barely a minute into the contest. Windsor looking to make a stand right here. Adrian Moss off the glass, and it is good.
Yes,
and 1.
Yes, sir. You really got to take it in when it matters the most. It doesn't matter if you're in clutch or if you're down by a couple of points. It's never bad to take it inside to get a few bops in the mouth as Adrian Moss connects with the N1.
9-3 now after Moss extends the play and knocks down the bucket, and 1. 9-3. Quick ball movement by the Lightning. Akeem Wright. Oh, nice sweep right there. Warren Ward gets it back in the corner. No good. But rebounded by Maxwell.
Good dive right there for the ball.
O'Corey lines it up. Just off the heel, Tony Bennett with the rebound. It's a good shot from O'Corey.
Yes.
Tony Bennett turns it over. O'Corey in transition. Has it blocked by Chris Commons. He's going to be called for the foul, however. And there's going to be some free throws.
Tony Bennett, this season known for dishing out assists. Last season he was known for dropping threes, as we recall correctly. Last year against the Orangeville A's, used to be in Brampton, he connected on a lot of threes, providing the sweet string music for the Windsor Express, laying them to 48 points at the end of the first quarter, which is a record if I could check correctly, but bad pass inside to give London that chance to seal the deal with these free throws.
Maxwell knocks down a pair and makes it 11-3. 10 minutes to go in the first quarter on Knockstrom.tv. Brett Hedges and Aaron Sanders on the mic tonight. We'll be back here tomorrow for London versus Niagara. Chris Commons for three.
Good shot.
Maxwell with the long rebound. Working against Moss in transition. Too hard. Following it up, Akeem Wright with the follow-up basket.
Physicality's there for the Express, but nobody was there to chase after it. They were more up front, and everybody else was on the other side, and that really led London to get those easy deuces.
Tony Bennett splits the defense, works around the defender, puts it up, gets his own deflected pass, passes into the middle. It's another turnover for Tony Bennett early. Scoring at the hoop, Warren Ward, and that will prompt a timeout call by Tony Jones.
Tony Jones really needed that timeout. You're down 10 in the early goings in the games, but we've seen this in all the home games. Windsor Express, they're 3-1 because they would usually have a sloppy first quarter, but they find some way to pick up the tempo and go hard on the defense. But right now, it's not looking like they're putting the tempo in at all.
And on the other side of things, the London Lightning are making them pay for it. Coach Kyle Julius' squad coming out with an impressive clip to start the game, 15-3 the score, just a few minutes into the contest.
Great transition game by the Lightning. They're shooting with confidence. They're passing with confidence. They already have shooters out there that are really confident at the free throw line. And you know, these are type of things that you expect in the clutch. But right now, the clutch is feeling like it's in the first quarter right now. London showing a point and proving to Windsor that they are tough contenders in the Central Division.
Leading the Lightning offense already in the opening quarter, Warren Ward with 8 points. An impressive shooting, to say the least, from Warren Ward, already almost near double digits for the London Lightning.
Non-stop. You know, that's the type of attitude you really need to bring into this game. I mean, these are your division rivals, and you really want to establish a point that you lead the Central Division, and you really want to take something out of this win. Should the Lightning win, that will be a big one for the Lightning. They'll stay on top of the division as the cream of the crop. But right now, they're really showing their excellence inside and outside, offensively and defensively in the early goings of this first quarter.
London currently 6-2 on the regular season. Meanwhile, the Windsor Express even at 5-5. 1 quarter of the way through the season. Windsor looking to dig into this deficit. Right now, they trail by 12. Bennett crossing over, taking a bump and drawing a foul. That'll be number 24, Mustafa Jones, picking up the foul.
That's what you need to do the most. Take it inside. Don't be afraid to get a few bops in the mouth. If you're a good free throw shooter, you know that's a good sign for you. Windsor, they really need to play inside more. They got to squeeze the ball.
Robinson on the inbound, gives it to Bolden. He turns around, hands it off to Brandon Robinson. At the three-point line, sweeps it through, spin move into the middle, gets it swiped away, but he's going to be called for a traveling violation before. No, sorry, Maxwell's going to be called for traveling. It'll be Windsor Express basketball.
Interesting. Now Windsor could reset right here. They really need to bring their confidence into play right here. You're down 12, 8:47 to go right here. A good backdoor play could really boost up their spirits here.
Johnson tried to give a pass to a cutting Tony Bennett. That ball was kicked. There'll be Express basketball on the sideline. Brandon Robinson pushes down the advertisement. I'm sure the sponsor's not going to like that.
Oh, boy.
Johnson for 3 off the give from Commons. It's good. Big basket for the Windsor Express.
From a Common assist.
Akeem Wright passes it back out. Warren Ward stops, pops. Can't get it to fall. And an over the back foul is going to be called on Stephen Maxwell.
Warren, good shot opportunity right there. Unfortunately, that didn't go for him. He found the gaps in the Express defense. He took advantage of it, got as close to the basket as he can. Unfortunately, couldn't get it to go, and we go the other way, Brett Hedges.
Johnson finds Commons on the baseline. He puts up a shot off the base. Brandon Robinson follows it up for 2.
Brandon Robinson, an all-around player. He always follows through everybody's shots, and that's why he got that easy bucket.
Jones tossed it into the first row.
It's a confidence game right here. Windsor's finally picking up the tempo, cutting that once 12-point lead down to 7. The threes are working for them. Everybody's following through with their shots. And the Express are finding the gaps in London's defense.
Commons. Maurice Bolden going inside to Robinson. Working on Warren Ward. Turnaround jumper. Lets it go. No good. Maxwell saves it from going out of bounds, but he hands it off to Bolden instead. He slams it down.
Hello, Maurice Bolden. Welcome to the neighborhood. Flushing it down with that two-hander mamma jamma right there.
Mobo with a big basket for the Windsor Express. They've scored 7 straight points.
Mobo for sure.
Wright steps into a 3, cans it.
Well, that's right for you. 3-point opportunity. Windsor tried all they can to contest that shot, but Wright is a confident shooter right here. Look out.
Maurice Bolden is going to be called for putting his foot out of bounds. A flying Nickel Corey ran into his leg. He touched out of bounds, looking for a foul. Not going to get it. No worry. We're going back the other way.
Physical game really stepping up right here.
Akeem Wright working against Mo Bolden.
Now in the 1-3-1.
Swings it back out. Warren Ward steps into a jump shot. No good. Turns it over. Shot clock violation. There was loose ball on the floor. Akeem Wright and Chris Commons working for it. The officials smartly blow that play dead as the ball did not touch the rim.
Windsor relying on the 2-3 zone right there. The funny thing about the 2-3 zone, it really opens out. It really gives an opportunity for the center to get the ball out there if you use the 2-3 zone wrong. But nonetheless, Windsor gets the ball back. Let's see what they could do on this possession.
Robinson going inside the Commons. He's bumped. Working against Maxwell. Spinning, turning inside. Can't get the hook shot to go. Seen Chris Commons take that shot many times before. Shoots at a high percentage from that area. Right for another 3. No good. Chris Commons.
Stepped out of bounds.
Saving it from going out of bounds, Stephen Maxwell. But he stepped out of bounds. That'll be another turnover for London. Windsor Express basketball with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter.
If I was Windsor, I start picking up on the pick and roll game, look for the back door. You got Maurice Bolden up there, who is an all-around player, so he could really pick up on those close shots if he wants to.
Bolden thinking about the three-pointer, crosses over instead, goes into the middle, puts his shoulder down, puts up a hook shot, no good. Warren Ward with the rebound. Wright puts his foot on the gas, stops. Mo Bolden swipes it away. Here come the Express.
Windsor really needs to pick up on their field
goal
right
here.
here.
For 3, no good. Could have been a big 3 for the Windsor Express there. There's no shot Tony Bennett doesn't like. Jones for 3. Yes, he answers. It makes it an 11-point game.
Tony Jones not liking how the shots aren't going right here for the Express.
Brandon Robinson taking it right to the rack. Going to draw a foul, go to the free throw line, looking to get his team some points. Here in the other goaling, they're down 11 to the London Lightning.
Windsor really needed the most. They're 4 for 13 in the field goal range right now, so a little more than 30% right there. That's not good. Couple of heartbreak shots, couple of heartbreak sky hooks right there that wouldn't go, but they could really make up for it if they knock down these 2 free throws. Confidence isn't gone yet.
It is a long game, and it is a game of runs, as we've said so many times. Brandon Robinson knocks it down. Robinson has been a scoring machine since coming over, being signed by the Express. As the new year began, it was January 1st, his first game against the Orangeville A's. He's been on a tear ever since, scoring 20-plus points in all but one of his contests. Turning the corner, stopping, swinging it back out, Loisel. Drives baseline, gets his shot partially deflected. Violation. They'll say that Kevin Loisel, his shot did not hit rim. Posthumous couldn't get the rebound to go.
And we got a tee right here. Who is it on?
I believe it's going to be on Nico Corey, and that is the ruling on the field.
You don't want a technical so early in the game. Not right now. You got to keep the composure right here. You're up 9. You don't want to hurt your team's chances. Anyway, back to Brandon Robinson being signed to the Express New Year's Day at Orangeville.
Yeah, he's been an exciting player, to say the least. The second all-time leading scorer in league history. It's amazing what happens to your offense when you add a player like that to your roster.
It brings confidence when it comes to shooting, too. That Orangeville game on New Year's Day was probably one of the best physical games I have seen in a while from the NBLC. And speaking of physical, the Express really got to step it up right here. Any shot right here could really bring up their confidence. Vercelli's out on the court now.
Passing it out is Vercelli. He gets around the screen, turnover. Scoring off the glass and good, number 22, Tyshawn Patterson.
Tyshawn Patterson, NBLC Player of the Week. I'll mention more of him as we go to the Knox from halftime. London Lightning 6 points off the transition game compared to Windsor's 5.
Superman Johnson can't get it to fall. The follow-up no good as well. Patterson bringing it up. Sorry, that's Capers. Over to Patterson, and it's good for 3.
Can you believe the 3-pointers London's been putting up lately to give them that tough lead right here? Windsor doing all they can to contest all these shots, but unfortunately London got that extra touch and the ability to knock it down.
Kevin Loisel called for a foul on the press. Almost was going to be a turnover if not for the foul. Would have put the Express in an even bigger hole, perhaps. They're down 13 with 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter here on Knockstrom.tv. Robinson stops, pops. Can't get it to fall. Vercelli can't get it. Capers does, and he brings it up the floor.
Windsor really needs to step it up on their rebounding game. They're being out-rebounded 14-4. That's a good rebound right here.
Vercelli. Robinson in transition over to Commons off the glass. It's good.
Yes.
It's important to execute and transition it when you're down. Aaron, do you agree?
I agree the most. Not all players have to be at one spot, just to make a difference for the team. It revolves on the running game.
Posthumous can't get it to fall. Shaq Keith with the rebound. Bringing it up the floor. Shaquille Keith.
Another thing about the transition game, you have to be a real durable player. You can't wear out quick.
Turnaround in the middle of the key. Vercelli with the O board. Puts it up. Can't get it to fall. He was right under the basket. He looked to pivot out, and he took himself out of the play almost.
Heartbreak City.
Patterson. No good. Rebound Robinson. In transition, Keith. Over to Vercelli. And it's good. They're going to call a block on Kevin Loisel as well. On the pass, I'll say. Are they going to add the basket? That's a confusing call to me, Aaron.
I've seen some confusing plays in my day, but you know what? Nonetheless, when you look at it, the Express will get the bucket. Back on that play, Vercelli, he had all the spaces he can. He took advantage of it. Saw the pass right there.
Cal Julius looking for an explanation from the officials, and as are we up here.
I don't blame him for being a little distraught right here.
Say they're going to wave off the basket. Going to be a foul on Loisel for a block on Keith.
No continuation.
So they're going to have to make the adjustment on the scoreboard. Keith to the free throw line for 2 shots. And he misses. Shaquille Keith, in his first year of professional basketball, spent some time with the Raptors 905 earlier this year. Was a member of that team as the NBA D League invaded the WFCU Center in November for an exhibition game.
That was a great game. That was a great game against the 905. The Express were down by as much as 20 around that ballpark, but Adrian Moss put up an amazing exhibition, dropping 38 points to keep Windsor with it. He missed a 3, which would have sent the game to overtime, but it was a great learning lesson for the Express as they were a month and a half away from starting their season.
And it was a great opportunity for both leagues as well to have their presence felt in Canada.
Yes.
As the game is forever growing. Ward on the near wing, working against Robinson, gets a screen. Finds Capers in the corner. Puts up a 3, no good. Kevin Loisel getting the good bounce off the glass, and he puts it up before the shot clock falls. And extends London's lead. Robinson for 3, here it is. No good. Capers kicks it back out to Patterson. They're going inside to Posthumus. Put a foot in the ground. Can't get it to fall. Posthumus gets it back. And it circles the drain before it finally goes down. And that makes it a 15-point game now.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
And no call on the bump there. That's going to go off Tony Bennett, and it is going to be London Lightning ball.
That was a rough possession for the Express. They could not squeeze the ball. That wasn't good defense on the part of them. Nobody was able to squeeze the ball out there, secure it, look for open spaces. And like you said at the top of the telecast, London has a fierce box-out game. They know how to rebound. The Express really have to be up front on their defense game right there. They can't worry about the gaps. If the shot's up in the air, you gotta follow it.
Foul on the drive. It's going to be against Tony Bennett.
Express fouls number 5, Tony Bennett. His first personal, team 4.
1:22 remaining in the opening quarter here. Warren Ward, who's already got close to double-digit points for the Lightning today at the top of the key. Swings it over to Patterson into the corner for Loisel. He drives. Puts up a Euro step. That's swiped by Mo Bolden. Loose ball. Windsor's got it. Tony Bennett in transition.
I know Loisel wanted a foul called on that. Here we go. Here we go. Watch the physicality right there. Watch the head.
Mo Bolden with the offensive rebound finds Shaquille Keith underneath the basket. Kevin Loisel thought he blocked it, and now he's going to be followed up with a technical foul after he gets called for the hack.
That is 2 technicals already on London. Already they're killing their chances on the lead with those technical fouls. You really need to keep composure. This is only the first quarter, and you got about 36 and more minutes to go here in the game, so do you really need those technicals right now so early in the game? I think not.
And I just saw Kevin Loisel go straight to the bench, go straight to the locker room. Shaquille Keith knocks down the first free throw. He'll get another one. So that was the original foul. The original foul shots for Keith. Now these are going to be the technical fouls. Foul shot from Robinson. So this is potentially a big swing of plays for the Windsor Express here, Aaron. Kevin Loisel gets teed up, and Windsor gets 3 points out of it.
The confidence level is back. Windsor finally breaking the code of the London defense. They're really getting inside their heads right now. Which is why we have those couple of technicals right there, as we see a timeout has been called on the floor.
It's our in-game host, the List of Boston, showing our fans of the game to their best seat in the house, right there on courtside. I'm jealous. We're all the way up here in the media suite at the WFCU Center.
Look how comfy that seat is right there. Those two people right there getting their money's worth tonight.
And if you want, you get your money's worth, folks. In 10 days' time, the Windsor Express will be hosting the Clash at the Coliseum 3 at Caesars Windsor. It's going to be a fun time. Aaron Sanders, I hope that I will see you there.
I'll be there, most likely.
It's going to be a fantastic time. Knoxroom.tv's got the broadcast. We'll have everything from you at Caesars Windsor. Always a good time.
Clash at the casino right there, Clash at the Coliseum. Every time the Express comes down to Caesars, it's always a close game right there. They're really showing the downtown folks and mainly their community out there, what they're worth in this amazing game. You cannot miss it, folks. So mark that on your calendar. You are in for a great ride. They will be playing against the London Lightning, suffice to say. So you'll tell this is going to be a game that will have such tension into it. Oh, hello!
They're going to call an offensive foul. Mo Bolden was going to climb the ladder and slam it home.
Riding the elevator, punching gravity in the face. Unfortunately, that goes the other way.
You can get your tickets for Clash at the Coliseum at windsorexpress.ca for folks that are interested. Big shout out to our fans in the NBL Canada fan page. Always a lot of love there. Aaron, you were on there earlier getting some IR news from the fans. They're ever knowledgeable.
Yes, I was trying to get some information from Kevin Loisel, whether if he was playing or on the injured reserve, and they were really responsive. The NBLC fans right there on Facebook, the most responsive, the most supported when it comes to their teams, and even all the other teams that they are not within the vicinity of. So you got to really give the credit to the NBLC Nation right there on Facebook. Thumbs up to them, the most reliable out there. And if this keeps up, the support of the NBLC will go up tenfold.
Shaquille Keith going to be called for a blocking foul down low on Posthumus. Those two working against each other in the corner now. Spinning and turning, kicking it out. Akeem Wright for three, no good. Paul Cooper with the rebound. Here comes Shaq Keith.
Windsor applying the box defense. It really worked out for them.
Patterson taking a bump from Shaquille Keith. He's going to be called for the blocking foul. And Shaquille Keith, a thick guy. He probably played some football back in the day.
He's a great strong guy. His free throws are phenomenal compared to another Shaq, but we won't go into that.
You just jinxed him as he misses the front of the first two.
Now the big fella, he could really come back from that. A really physical guy, and from what I've been seeing the last couple of minutes, London has been getting charged with the fouls, the blocking fouls and everything. Once again, that's cutting their lead most because Windsor, most of their bench and the roster has great free throw shooters ready to take advantage of that opportunity should it arise. And it's been arising lately in the last 2 minutes, 9 seconds to go right here.
Ward crosses over. Goes off the foot of Paul Cooper and it goes out of bounds. Windsor down 30-19 with 4 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Trying to limit a shot from London.
Watch the back door.
Akeem Wright at the cup. Can't get it to fall. That's how the first quarter will end. A slow start from the Windsor Express will lead to a 30-19 deficit after one quarter. Quickly, Aaron Sanders, your thoughts.
A slow start to the Express. They could not squeeze the ball at all. They didn't pick up signs whether if there was a gap or not in the offense. But London, like I said before, tough box out team, and they really know how to fill out those gaps. They really know how to rely on their players outside and inside. And great game by London so far, but the Express picked it up in the last few minutes.
Mm-hmm. You're watching Windsor Express basketball on Knoxroom.tv. Welcome back to the WFCU Center. One quarter of play is in the books between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express. Looking into our stats and facts part of the quarter break. Windsor Express trailing London 30-19. Aaron, tell me a little bit about what the numbers are telling you.
Well, despite how the Express played a little bit poorly in the opening frame, the first quarter, I'm quite surprised at the transition game ratio. The London Lightning only scoring 6 points off the transition game. The Windsor Express staying at a static 5. And the Lightning taking advantage of the paint right there, taking advantage of the Express defense mistakes right here. 12 points in the paint, 8 points for the Express. But what caught my eye is the way how Patterson's been playing right now, 5 points. And you got to give credit to also number 25, Akeem Wright, taking in when it's needed. 8 points right there. But for the Express, leading scorer Brandon Robinson with 6 points. The Express really need to tighten up on the defense. That's how they'll start clicking on all cylinders, Brad.
And it seemed to me in the opening quarter, Aaron, that Windsor really didn't establish an interior presence on the offensive or defensive side of the ball.
No, nothing at all. It all relies on rebounds right now. If you want to have a good inside game, you really have to squeeze the ball out there. You really have to plug in those spaces right there, as I mentioned so many times, because that inside game is very crucial. London, they have a bunch of boys who can really go inside, whether if you're a point guard or a forward. They really know how to go all around and follow their shots, and they have out-rebounded Windsor 19-12 as we start the second quarter.
Windsor looking to start the second quarter fast. They trail by 11. Paul Cooper in the low post, working in the middle. And he can't get it to fall off of a Shaquille Keith, and it will be London Lightning basketball.
Those inside shots are really killing the Express right now. That's got to be five missed layups right there. That could have converted into 10 points. Would give the Express to cut down the lead into 1, but unfortunately, those wouldn't go for it.
We'll be back here tomorrow for Windsor Express basketball against Niagara as Akeem Wright knocks down. No! Follow up, Marcus Capers, though. I thought he was going to put up a highlight reel slam there.
That would have been a top 10 right there, but the Windsor Express come right back. Oh, good grief. Good grief.
Stephen Maxwell falls hard, but it seems to be all right. He's slowly getting, he's up to he's sitting up.
A little shaken up right there.
Yep.
Got to give him credit.
That's how hard these guys are going all the time. Got to respect that. Sacrificing their bodies for you guys, the NBL Canada fans. Stephen Maxwell goes right back to the baseline. He's going to continue playing. It's
all about conditioning and persistency right here. As you mentioned, tomorrow night, the Windsor Express will take on the Niagara River Lions here at the old FCU. 7:30 tip-off, and you got to expect a real big game right here, especially when you have big guys like Logan Stutz, who has a powerful box out all around in the post. Tough post game right there. But we are dealing with the game right here, London Lightning, Windsor Express. Windsor really need to click on all cylinders to come back here. They are down 11 with a little more than 11 minutes to go right here, as we see an inbound pass right here from London.
Ward bringing it up the floor. Defended by Shaquille Keith. Into the corner, Capers going with his left hand. Looking inside, dishes it out, 4 seconds. Ward for 3, no good. Akeem Wright with the offensive board, blocked from behind by Paul Cooper. Third chance, Marcus Capers, who bats it out. Paul Cooper once again.
Express have even numbers, 3-on-3 opportunity. Brandon Robinson.
Robinson looking to go inside. That pass is intercepted by Warren Ward. Cutting into the middle, Stephen Maxwell gets fouled by Mo Bolden, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Nobody stepped up right there. And those 2 losses the Windsor Express has captured the last week when they played in Moncton and Island Storm, it all relied on the inside defense. Nobody was responding to the picks. Nobody responding to the back doors, which really got to them. But they really bounced back against Orangeville with their defense. They're really channeling their defense when they were on the road the last time. They really need to pick it up right there, pick up those signals.
Maxwell knocks down the first free throw. Extends the lead to 12 points here in the early going of the second quarter. Aaron Sanders, Brett Hedges on the call with you today. Thank you for watching us on Knockstrom.tv.
Windsor never led in this game.
Looking to make a dent. Adrian Moss over to Commons. He thinks about the three-pointer, steps and spins. Finds Mo Bolden cutting. Bolden finally gets a hang of it, and he goes inside for the easy 2 points.
You turn your back for 1 second when you're in the post, you're regretting it. That's 2 easy points right there for the Express. Call it as it is, contested or not. It's a great way to open up and cut that lead.
Knocked out of bounds by the Express. It'll be London ball.
Despite the tough defense London's been putting up, the Express has blocked 4 shots, and to the Lightning, none so far.
Wright's pass is batted away by Adrian Moss. London Lightning basketball on the Express baseline. Maxwell out to Patterson. It's good for 3.
Tayshaun Patterson showing why he was this week's NBLC Player of the Week. 6'1" fella from Stettin, showing how much work he could put in to help the London Lightning team right here.
Mo Bolden has his pass picked off. Maxwell in the corner for Patterson. It's good.
Have to be ready for those passes right there offensively. Defensively, you were too slow right there to contest that shot. And Tayshaun Patterson taking matters in his own hands, connecting on 2 threes right now. Express down 17.
Moss looking to respond. He leaves it short. Commons gets the ball back. Over to Chris Matthews. Looking inside to Bolden. Sweeping through, Bolden spinning. Off the glass, no good. Windsor getting some shots out. They just can't find the bottom of the bucket. Tayshaun Patterson is hacked on his way to the basket by Adrian Moss, and he'll go back to the free throw line.
That's one way to kill the trend right here. London Lightning, thanks to Tayshaun Patterson, 6-0 run. And now Tayshaun Patterson, not only a guy that can shoot confidently outside, but he's a guy that could finish hard. He will not take that weak opportunity. He takes the bops in the mouth, but he knows that ball has to go in the hole if you go all the way with that.
Patterson knocks it down. Can't get it to fall on the second. Cue the Price is Right music, but the Windsor Express trail by 18. They looking to make a push right now. Kirk Williams Jr. making his first appearance of the game. Matthews turns it over. Warren Ward saves it from going out of bounds. In transition.
Good hustle by Moss.
I don't know if that pass was really necessary, Aaron. He was really close to the basket.
It wasn't necessary at all. He saw the 2 defenders right there. He just froze up right there, thinking that there was somebody right on the right wing. But a floater would have sufficed, or you could have just gone and draw the foul right there. There was no need for... I don't get why people usually pass when they're inside the paint already. The worst that could happen to you is get a slap in the mouth and get a foul. But at least you'll go to the free throw line because you're trying to finish it off right there. The Express have been doing that so many times. They can't find a way to finish right now.
London has the ball on the baseline. Okori to throw it in. Capers.
Here you go.
Here's Commons in transition.
Look for the foul, and you got it.
And 1. Big play there from Chris Commons.
Now Commons right there. He knew what was at stake on a great breakaway. He knew nobody could stop him right there. He went in there, take advantage of the shot, get that easy layup. Now he's at the charity stripe to shoot the and one.
Chris Commons completes a 3-point play. Okori turns it over. Kirk Williams Jr.
Turning point for the Express.
Bennett.
Yes.
Moss with the follow-up for 2.
Adrian Moss, not only a pesky defender, but a pesky guy when it comes to the offense, too. Great way to
Another
fall
turnover. Oh. Off the hand of Adrian Moss. Cal Julius not liking what he sees from his club. Smartly calls timeout. They still lead by 13 points. Have possession on the Windsor baseline. Aaron, your thoughts about the recent Windsor run?
Great run by the Windsor Express. Everybody's following through on their shots. Chris Commons, when he got fouled, he wasn't afraid to finish it off, and that's how Windsor is coming back into this game. Great open eyes right there. They're opening their eyes to great passes. The gaps are right there. London could not convert, and the Windsor Express have cut the lead down to 13.
And one note I will expand on. I have not seen Kevin Loisel return from the locker room area since he got that technical foul late in the first quarter. I've seen a couple coaches go back to the locker room area and they've come out, no Kevin Loisel. So for fans that are wondering, that seems to be the situation. London doesn't seem to be faltering at all. However, they lead by 13 over the Windsor Express.
Well, like I said, they're closing out on the rebounding game. Still leading the rebounding game 24-16. But however, on this run, the Express must have got 3 or 4 rebounds off of that. They were leading in a numbers game when it was 3-on-3 and all that stuff. But Chris Commons and Adrian Moss are leading the Express back despite a large double-digit lead. And you really got to pick it up right here, right now. Kevin Loisel's out of the game, so that takes away a little bit of depth in the Lightning's roster. And on the court, so with 7:52 left in the game, let's see what type of defensive game Windsor will put up right here.
Trying to trim a 13-point deficit. Still lots of time in this second quarter. Another tip ball, no, but it ends up in the hands of Capers. Now the Express put a trap on Capers. Nope, he gets it back. O'Corey in the corner, knocks it down. And when you go and extend yourself away like that, when you get those oh wow, nice Tony Bennett drive right there.
Sweet string music, Tony Bennett.
O'Corey slows it up now. Nice pass inside to Marcus Capers.
The Express trying to double team on that, but unfortunately that backdoor pass right there was fatal.
Cut that one up. That's a highlight reel dime right there.
We'll see you at the top 10. Well, I see you.
Beautiful basketball being played by London right now. Windsor trying to get back into it. They trail by 16 points, 44-28. Bennett looking inside. Commons.
Now that's a terrible pass. That is a terrible pass.
And an intentional foul is going to be called on that play. Capers getting some love from his head coach, Cal Julius, for stepping in front of that Chris Commons pass.
His second personal team fourth.
To Sean Patterson to the free throw line for 2.
Back on that Express possession right there. Terrible pass. He knew the defenders were up front. They tried to get the ball within outreach, but he was straight up on that. Unfortunately, with big guys like those, they have big hands to take away that pass. And especially, it was another post pass right there. Really need to swing it outside before you go inside. That way you know where the gaps are.
Robinson checks in for Chris Matthews. London. To Sean Patterson. Over to O'Corey. Akeem Wright draws a double team, then gets away from it. Kicks it out to O'Corey, steps into a 3. It's good.
Oh, great. Great desperation shot right there by O'Corey. Try to look for the foul. There's Bennett. Yes.
Finding a hole in the London defense there.
Rarity to find a hole in the London defense.
About 10 more of those and the Express will be good. They're trailing by 19 points right now. Nice pass inside to Sean Patterson. He outweights the defender and knocks it off the side of the backboard, out of bounds. He had good patience on the play, just couldn't connect.
Speaking of patience, Tony Bennett.
No good. Early shot.
It isn't the time to take any outside shots right now. 19 points, yeah, but are you really in desperation to knock down those outside shots? Not at this time. Get close.
Patterson over to right.
Windsor 3-2 zone. Oh,
Nice tip inside there
wow.
from Capers.
Fantastic. Now, see, that's the type of play I would put in my top 10. Nobody giving up on that shot, and that's going to be a goaltending if I ever seen one. Over the cylinder. Put 2 more on the Express side.
Capers just trying to make a play. He pins that basketball. Unfortunately, it's goaltending. They still hold a 19-point lead over Windsor. Nick O'Corey.
Once again, oh wow, 4-point play. Nick O'Corey.
Getting it done from all areas of the floor.
9 points for the fella. 1 rebound. Let's see if he could get into the double-digit zone. That's got to be tough.
23-point deficit.
That is tough.
London's playing at a high level right now. Windsor needs to get back into it. They're looking to do that right now.
They've been playing a high level ever since the season began. That's why they're the cream of the crop in the Central Division.
Commons puts up a hook shot, and it's good. Big bucket from Chris Commons. Akeem Wright in transition. Blocked. And who's there? Chris Commons. Getting back on D.
Commons always there, always thinking of the 3, but nope. Hello.
Kirk Williams Jr. putting it up. Nice block on the inside by Akeem Wright.
Great hustle on both teams. The Express were slowing a little bit on London's offense. This is why you have to watch your back. That's the one thing you got to do. After you finish the offense, you really got to watch your back right there. As we see a little tap dancer on the rim right there. That free throw's good. But the most important thing when you're on defense, you got to watch your back. Your back has to be facing the opposite rim, because who knows? You turn around, next thing you know, the transition game is there for the other team. Luckily for the Express, they didn't connect on that, but words to the boys.
Number 22, Shield Lee, is third personal, team 6.
Capers looking to make it 20 plus again. Oh, almost a beautiful feed and finish right there.
Try to go on the reverse.
Maxwell couldn't finish. Robinson in transition. It's good.
Brandon Robinson once again applying to the transition game. The Express are still down in the transition game 13-12.
Turnover. Moss.
Slow it down. There you go. Now see.
Commons for 3. Big shot right there.
Express are lucky Commons was there to get the ball right there. A common 3 right there. Common for this time of game right here as the Express try to apply pressure.
Maxwell gonna draw a foul on Adrian Moss on the inside. Going to the free throw line, Stephen Maxwell for 2. 3:38 to go. When the Express can still make a push here, trying to get it to at least single digits before halftime, I would imagine, Aaron.
It would be great to get to single digits before the intermission, because if you're down double digits, then you really got a lot of ground to cover in the second half.
Maxwell misses the first free throw.
Maxwell leading all rebounding leader with 10 rebounds right now. Early in the second quarter to get 10 rebounds really shows how efficient London's defense is inside.
Windsor down 15 points. Stick around at halftime. Aaron's going to break it down for us. Moss inside.
Mercy.
Oh, he can't get it off the glass to go. Beautiful spin move inside.
Too much power in that tornado spin right there. Moss playing master lock defense.
Turnover, Kirk Williams Jr. Adrian Moss to Brandon Robinson for the slam.
Yes, sir. Now the Express have that adrenaline. They can apply full court pressure. Nope, they're going to stick with the half court right here.
Akeem Wright. Mustafa Jones thought about taking the shot, hands it off instead. Traveling violation. Yep, you skipped your feet, Mr. Marcus. Capers, unfortunately, the turnover negates the basket, and Windsor Express take over with 2:44 to go.
A little too much air miles on that play right here. Windsor finally got their confidence and adrenaline back. 2:40 to go. Let's see what direction this will take them right here.
Keith goes inside to Commons. He's got a good seal. Can't get it to fall.
Heartbreak City.
Looking for the foul, no good. Akeem Wright in transition. Stops, pops, lets it go too soon. Shaquille Keith with the rebound. Express basketball right there, baby.
They're handling the ball well. That's the only time I would allow post passes right there. Great ball handling, great ball passing right around. That's how you open up and get those easy deuces.
Shaquille Keith with the dime to Kirk Williams Jr. Makes it an 11-point game. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Okori stops, pops.
You cannot stop Okori.
Makes it drop. 13 points the score. Here come the Express. Johnson stops in the key.
Beautiful.
Gets it off the glass and good.
Beautiful.
Some great guard play on display here today.
Great hesitation move right there by Superman Johnson, allowing the defender to go out of bounds, sliding on skates.
Akeem off the glass, no good. Good strong move from Akeem Wright, just left it short. Chris Commons slowly making his way down the floor. Brandon Robinson doesn't mind. He'll cut to the lane anyway and score 2.
That's how you cut that deficit in the single digits now. Now tighten up that defense and you will be going inside that locker room with adrenaline.
Capers over to Wright. Stepping up, tipping that ball away is Superman Johnson.
Hello. Yes.
Once again, Shaq Keith to Kirk Williams Jr.
Kirk Williams Jr. coming back after missing a few games, making his presence known in the final half minute of the first half.
The NBL Canada Finals MVP from last season, Kirk Williams Jr. Warren Ward for 3, no good. Williams Jr.
Express half numbers. Oh.
What an ambitious pass from Kirk Williams Jr. to find Brandon Robinson. He would have been threading the needle there.
Oh, that would have been a great.
Marcus Capers knocks away the pass. Listen to this crowd, Aaron.
The WFCU center finally up on their feet. They know their Express are in a
dogfight.
Are in the dogfight nonetheless. Cutting the lead down to 7. Fantastic.
We're just before the end of the second quarter here on Knockstrom.tv. We'll have Aaron Sanders breaking down the first half during the Knockstrom halftime report. Missing a couple of our friends in action today, but Aaron, what can you tell us a little bit about the action going on around the league?
Well, right now we're watching the Moncton Miracles take on the Halifax Hurricanes. Pretty close game. The Hurricanes are up 3, 95-92 with just minutes to go in the game. And we have the Niagara River Lions traveling to Orangeville to battle the A's. The A's are leading at home 63-55. Two great games going on outside, but we got a great game right here inside the old FCU. The Windsor Express are down 7, 13 seconds to go. A lot could happen within that 13 seconds. You could be either down by 4 or 3. It all depends how you execute on both sides of the court.
Now, we will be here tomorrow night as well when the Niagara River Lions travel to the WFCU Center after traveling from Orangeville. Might be some tired legs on both sides of the ball, but should make for some great action as we've already seen earlier this year.
It's going to be a dogfight right here, and you got to really think about what Tony Jones is thinking. Is he thinking about the conditioning of these players when it comes to these back-to-back games, or are you really thinking of applying the second string to really come in and take over in the beginning of the game?
Shaq Keith nearly loses it. Brandon Robinson! Oh, and
that won't go. It won't go.
Nope.
Good hustle and intensity right there, but it will not go.
Alex Johnson's basket is no good. The Windsor Express trail by 7 after the first half, 58-51. And no, actually, we're going to say see you in a few minutes, Aaron, is what I meant to say. We'll have the Knoxstrom halftime report after this. You're watching Windsor Express basketball on Knoxstrom.tv. We'll join you shortly after these messages.
On a great breezy night here at the WFCU Center here in Windsor, the Windsor Express trail the London Lightning 58-51, and hard to believe they only trailed by 7 considering the first quarter they had. Howdy, sports fans. I'm Aaron Sanders, and you're tuned in to another edition of the Knoxstrom Halftime. This time I'm flying solo. JP will return tomorrow night. And now let's get into the analysis for the first half. What I've seen from the first half, the Windsor Express really did not pick up on the signals on London's offense. Now, as we mentioned at the top of the telecast, the London Lightning are a tough defensive team. They know how to squeeze the ball well. They're really upfront on their box-out game. So for them to squeeze out well and Windsor not to respond is mainly the reason why the Windsor Express were down by as much as 15 and at one point 23. Now as we go right here, we're going to talk quickly about the NBLC Player of the Week, and once again, he is on the court putting on a great exhibition. You might know him as Tyshawn Patterson of the London Lightning. The 6'1" fella from Stettin really knows how to take it in. I'll tell you, he's a great explosive player, and you know, he has those great floaters, a great high arc out there. He has that incredible IQ when it comes to the paint, and you know, he knows how to finish. Not afraid to take 2 bops in the mouth, but he knows how to finish hard, and that's what matters the most right here. And if you ask me, the most important thing about the offense in the NBLC is how to finish. You got to finish hard, whether if you're in the post or outside. If you have that opportunity where you see a few gaps out there, then and there, take advantage of it. You know those gaps are there for a reason, and it's a defense mistake, not your fault. Because if you take a little too long, and if you're patient, then you know you're not going to have a really great game. You really have to know how to execute quickly and know how to penetrate that defense as quick as you can, and that's what Tayshaun Patterson has been doing to give him the NBLC Player of the Week honors. Now let's go to the out-of-town scores. We have a couple of updates from a couple of minutes ago. The Halifax Hurricanes and Moncton Miracles just finished their game. The Halifax Hurricanes once again remain the cream of the crop of the Atlantic Division, defeating the Miracles 96-92. And the Niagara River Lions and the Orangeville A's, last time we checked, the Orangeville A's are leading the River Lions 67-59. Now let's go quickly to the tips for the second half. What do Windsor have to do? They really have to improve their rebounding game. That's one thing that really killed them in the first quarter. They have never led this game, mind you. They have never led this game. And if they really come to terms that, hey, we really need to get inside more inside, don't worry about those outside shots, then they'll really get back into this game, as they have cut that lead, which was 23 not so long ago, into 7. So 58-51, it's all about a rebounding game when it comes to these two teams. Now think of it. This is a rivalry that started from the beginning. London, Windsor, a 401 rivalry. You better believe that's going to be an awesome one. So Windsor, they have to rebound. They really have to know what kind of gaps there are on their defensive end, and they really have to play a strong transition game. They have to finish, because I remember there was a few times where Chris Commons and Bolden and them missed a few sky hooks, probably about 5 of them. That was Heartbreak City. That could have converted them to 10 points and, you know, cut the lead into single digits. But nonetheless, the Windsor Express are down by 7. It is 58-51, and that has been a short, condensed edition of the Knockstrom Halftime. Be sure to join me for the Knockstrom postgame, and we will wrap it up and look at the road ahead. So as we see, once again, the Windsor Express have cut a double-digit deficit into 7, 58-51. We're going to take a pause right here, and I will rejoin Brett to call the game for you for the second half. It's going to be an interesting one. London, Windsor, stick around, folks. You're in for a good one. We'll be back following this commercial timeout. You're watching the Windsor Express on Knockstrom.tv.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Look, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
Get out of here and move on. I'm stuck in this. Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
Okay, folks, just one more thing before I go back to the booth with Brett. 58-51 is the score, London Lightning over the Windsor Express. You know, basketball has been, the support of basketball, the sport, has been rising here in Canada. Let's face it, you got the support, you got a league like the NBLC right here, and you got outpouring fans. What surprised me the most is how the NBA is picking up on this. Let's face it, this year, we're going to have the NBA All-Star Game here in Toronto, and the support has been outpouring. Let's face it, Kawhi Leonard, his first time as an All-Star. Kyle Lowry, he will get the start, his first All-Star game. But as you heard within the last few hours within the NBA, there has been a head coach that's been released, and coming from me, a youth basketball coach, what you really got to attain here in this ball game is respect. respect for your coach. But unfortunately, David Blatt was on the chopping block this afternoon as he's been released and fired from the Cleveland Cavaliers. My 2 cents on it shortly, it's really a shame how he's been treated. Let's face it, the reason why he was released is because of that Monday night loss against the Golden State Warriors, that gruesome 30-plus point deficit right there. Even LeBron James said himself, you know what, we need to forget about it. But unfortunately, the Cavaliers staff did not forget about that loss, and considering if they were to fire them in the first place, they should have fired Blatt that day after. Now, David Blatt is a highly respected coach. He played in the Europe League. Well, he coached in the Europe League, rather, and, brought in that tone of respect to the Cavaliers. Last year, he led them to the NBA Finals, and they dropped to the Golden State Warriors for the 2. Unfortunately, it's all about how the power is in the NBA. David Blatt deserves more respect, and it's a shame how the Cavaliers let him go. He is a respectable coach. Tyrone Lue is now filling in the picture. Asked me, the Cavaliers are going to have a tough road to manage when it comes to interim coach Tyrone Lue. Now, Tyrone Lue, he was a great player. He was a great point guard back in the NBA in his playing days. But my prediction is Vitaly Potapenko should have gotten that billing. Now Cavaliers, they are a tough team. They got a couple of big boys right there. It's a big boy game for them, very physical. So David Blatt being released, not fair, but nonetheless, that's how it is. The Knockstrom halftime has concluded. Now let's go back to the booth with Brett Hedges. We will break down the first half for you, and I'm going over there. Brett, it's all over to you.
Thank you very much, Aaron. A wonderful job on the post-game report. The London Lightning lead the Windsor Express 58-51 after first half action at the WFCU Center. Battle between the 6-2 London Lightning and the 5-5 Windsor Express. Windsor trailing by as many as 21 in the opening half before trailing the deficit to 7 points. Should be interesting to see what kind of push the Express come out with in the second half. I noticed that Kevin Loisel is back here for the opening, for the shoot-around period after the first half. And he was kind of missed for the Lightning when he wasn't in the ball game in the first half.
Yes, he took a tumble there in the first quarter, and like I said before, he creates depth in the London offense. He knows how to convert those buckets well, but to see him back on the court right now, let's see what he could do in the second half.
Now, a big part of the London Lightning, Garrett Williamson on the IR today. A lot of players going down in the league. It's always important to stay healthy. It'll be interesting to see how these teams approach the rest of today's game as the Express play tomorrow, and of course we see the the Niagara River Lions and Orangeville A's playing tonight as well. So should be interesting to see. We'll be back here tomorrow night against Niagara. Logan Stutz, Sammy Zaglinski are lighting it up for the River Lions. Tell us your thoughts on them, Aaron.
Logan Stutz is basically one of the best players that could step up to any team. His post game has been phenomenal. Sammy Zaglinski, same thing as well. Confident shooter, a confident driver, and that dynamic duo right there, I don't know, they could be one of the candidates for, if not the MVP, then another player of the week right there. So the River Lions, despite their record, they have a tough team that knows how to take it to the hole and know how to promote that teamwork. Windsor Express, they're up there too. They have the great teamwork right there, but as far as Zaglinski and Stutz is concerned, they're really great players and they deserve recognition more than anything else.
Just a few more minutes until halftime is completed here. One stat that was popping out to me, Aaron, when I was looking it over at the halftime, is how similar the stats really are. We've got 14 assists on each side. We've got 7 steals on each side. We've got 12 turnovers compared to 10 Express turnovers. Just a really good battle between really good basketball teams here in the Central.
It's quite surprising to me. I mean, despite how sloppy the Express offense was at the first quarter and a little beginning of the second quarter, they are not really, the turnover game has been surprising to me. And another thing that brings up to my mind, the Windsor Express, 6 blocks, and the Lightning, none. Kind of weird, but nonetheless, you know, you still got a good game. It's all about the rebounding, like I said before, and these two tough teams, they'll know how to dish it out in the second half. Every time the Windsor Express plays here, They really step it up in the second half, win or lose. They're riding on a 3-1 record here at the WFCU Center. Let's see if they could close it out. They were down by 23 and they cut it to 7, so it must have shown a few signs of what the Express can have to offer right here. And another thing, 34 points for the Windsor Express in the paint compared to the Lightning 16. So the Express are really getting themselves up there.
A battle of the gladiators, to say the least. Let's get a word from our humble servant, Alejandro de Armero. Tell us your thoughts about today's game, Alex, and how excited are you to be here today?
Well, I'm really excited, Brett and Aaron. What I can see is the London Lightning came right away to try to steal the day. They came like in a really early rush of 9 points to 0. Then they did dominate the first quarter, and part of the second quarter, the Windsor Express wake up. They were strolling in the park, just contemplating the birds and the butterflies, and seeing that they had enough. They got a couple of timeouts, a good time from the coach, and he did straighten things up. They get a little bit of the motivation back, but still, there's a big, incredible battle between these two warriors of the Wooden Battlefield. That's for sure. And what I can see from the second half, of course, the London Lightning is going to come back with ambition.
Yeah.
They really want to knock out the 2-time champions of the NBL. They want the W from the WFCU. Meanwhile, the Windsor Express needs to get that motivation back. They need to keep fighting, to get focused, and don't get the morale go down, because that could be a big factor.
Yeah.
It seems that they already found the antidote for the venom from the London Lightning, but still the London Lightning can come back with a different strategy, and at the end it's going to be, again, every game I can see with the Windsor Express is going to go the final lap. It's going to be the fourth quarter, the decisive, and we'll find out what's going to be happening for all those worshippers of the Orange Sphere and all those addicted to drama and adrenaline junkies. Here's the WFCU, the Temple of Basketball, the Volcano.
That's right. And secondary question, in 10 days' time, we've got the London Lightning and the Windsor Express facing off again in Windsor, this time at Caesars Casino. Tell us your thoughts about Caesars Casino, the Clash of Coliseum 3.
This is going to be, again, an epic battle. The stage is huge. It's the Coliseum. It reminds me of the old days of the Warriors, the Gladiators. So it's going to be a Gladiator day. Nobody has to miss that one. They have to be present to enjoy, to feel, to smell the adrenaline, the excitement. They have to be there. We can show the live stream, but nothing compares to be real, watching with your own eyes, feeling with your own skin, smelling with your own nose. It's going to be great.
Couldn't have said it better myself. The man with the plan, Alex de Armero, our heart and soul of the Knockstrom broadcast here on Knockstrom.tv. Moments away from second half action beginning between the Windsor Express and London Lightning. A 7-point deficit for the Express, but a big push near the end of the second quarter, Aaron, that may give them some momentum going into this half.
They were down by as much as 23, and they really squeezed out on the rebounds, and they were plenty of times they were out on breakaways, as we see Chris Commons knock down the first 2 points of this half.
Absolutely. A big bucket for the Windsor Express as they open up the game. Open up the second half, pardon me. Trailing by 5, Nick O'Corey. Dynamic score for London. At the top of the key, looking inside the Posthumus. I'm not quite sure. Mustafa Jones tried to put a creative shot up. The shot went over the backboard. Grabbed by, I believe it was Stephen Maxwell.
Trying to pull a Houdini right there. The Lightning, we're not sure whether if it hit the rim or not. They try to continue, but
Cal Julius talking to Mustafa Jones, talking about the previous play, sitting him down.
Feeling it was a little shaken up right there on the last one.
Bennett throws it away. Okori in transition. Euro step, takes a bump off the glass. He'll go to the free throw line. The always dangerous Nick Okori striking once again for the London Lightning.
Nick Okori so far, 12 points, 3 of 4 from the three-point field, 4 of 5 from field goals. Completely unbelievable the way this guy is playing tonight. Very aggressive player, and that's the type of game the Express really have to play now. They have to really step it up aggressively on the defense, but offensively they really need to take their time. They're down 7, and that's a good sign considering what has transpired here already. But it's patience right here for the offense game. Try to pick up your tempo as you hold the ball.
Bennett sweeps through, drives left, scoops it up off the glass for 2.
That's the type of shots you need to take. Go inside. Beat London in their own game.
Posthumous lowers his shoulder. That has that shot blocked. Partially blocked anyway by Chris Commons. Adrian Moss in transition over to Brandon Robinson. He has no hesitation. Throws up the 3. No good. And a jumper right there. Warren Ward. But a hot start to the game. Is over double digits now as Tony Bennett draws a foul quickly after.
London foul to number 10, Warren Ward. His second personal, team first. Tony Bennett at the line for Windsor.
Bennett can't knock down the opening shot. But he's a guy that we've seen before can heat up in a hurry.
He can knock down those outside shots with confidence, and that's the key thing about Tony Bennett. Whether if he's on the assist game or the shooting game, he's a really confident guy. He could usually come up in the clutch too.
Turnover. Robinson.
Yes.
Alley-oop!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That will bring you off your feet for a second there. Maurice Bolden riding the elevator up in the sky, slamming it home, cutting the lead to 4.
That didn't help my sore throat at all, but I don't mind. Tishon Patterson now outweighing the Express defense. 3-second violation.
And a great defense on the Windsor Express part right there. They knew they saw him right there in the paint, attracted attention. And for the Lightning, they were a little too slow responding down to the paint, which you cannot do because you will get double team and triple team before you know it.
Mo Bolden with a highlight reel slam dunk. Now he's shooting it for 3. No good. Oh, it was one heck of a pass from Brandon Robinson, too. Okori puts up a shot. Posthumous with the rebound and putback. Okori away from the basketball. Going to be called for a foul on Bennett.
Crucial fouls already in the early going in the second half. London already seeing their lead. Cut more point after point. Now they're only up 6 as Windsor picks up the adrenaline and the backdoor for Bolden.
Beautiful seal from Maurice Bolden there. Native of Jackson, Mississippi. Making his presence felt early in the second half. Windsor trails by 4. Okori driving to the basket. Common's going to be called for a foul. Okori to the free throw line.
See, that's what I call an intimidation foul. I would have taken that foul no matter what. As much as the Windsor's picking up the tempo. There's no question about that. But it just goes to show how intimidating you can be when you come off a fresh run that the Express have performed here already. As we see the first free throw go.
Okori completes the free throws. Windsor pushing the pace. Bolden and 1.
Beautiful, and the bench is loving it. Tony Jones is loving it. WFCU Center is loving it right here. Windsor Express finding the way to make their presence known coming back in this game.
One shot.
Can't complete the three-point play, but it's going to be Windsor Express ball on the rebound.
Now see, Windsor really needs to slow it. They have to slow it down right here. Make sure their emotions don't get the best of them.
Chad Postumus checking out. Curtis Washington making his first appearance of the game. Bolden in the corner for Bennett for three.
Hello.
Off the glass and good. Mobo. 2 more points.
Bolden, a persistent player on the court, never giving up on anything. Now we're within 2.
Patterson. Over to Loisel. Puts up a floater, no good. Robinson with the board.
The Express could either tie or lead right here. It all depends what happens. First lead of the game right here, yes.
You hear that sound. It's Express Nation going crazy. Tony Jones. These guys were down 23 points in the first half.
Just goes to show how little the first half means right here. The Windsor Express already coming out with a vengeance right then and there to start the second half. Alley-oops been made. Putbacks have been made. Open and confident shots have been made. And the Windsor Express tighten up their defense as they have throughout the whole season when it comes down to the second half. And they're really taking advantage of this game. Their first lead ever in this game after about 25-26 minutes into this game.
Now the London Lightning now is finding their first little patch of adversity now at the WFCU Center this season. Tell me how maybe the Windsor Express crowd are affecting that right now.
Well, it's a great support for the Windsor Express community. If it's loud as that, then you really don't have time to freeze up on opportunities like this. Now, the London Lightning, when they play at the Gardens, most likely as well, they have a great fan support as this, but you are in the defending champion's house right now, and they're really feeling that type of intimidation. What you got to do is you got to cancel the crowd out and be patient. As painstaking as it is, if you go slow with the ball game and make sure that your ball handles and your passing's good enough, you'll be all right. So don't be afraid to swing it a little bit. Take the crowd out of it, because now you're at a situation that you haven't been in the 26 minutes that we've been playing here.
It has been an exciting game so far today. We thank you for joining us on Knockstrom.tv. The Selkie voice that you hear opposite of mine is Aaron Sanders joining us today. Mitch Kobe K away with a little sickness. Thank you for joining us today, Aaron. Hope you're having a blast. We're having a blast here with you on Knockstrom.tv.
It's been an awesome game right here. You, the viewers, are enjoying a great game right here. 401 rivalry. 3 right there by Loisel off the mark.
Adrian Moss. Double high screens. Over to Robinson. Looks at a 3, no good. Tony Bennett with the rebound and a foul. Gonna go against Loisel.
I'm amazed at how Tony Bennett closed out on that rebound. He was surrounded by a couple of Lightning players right there. But you gotta give him credit for the hustle that he's been displaying. Inside the paint, he could pretty much do anything. Now can he turn those into threes right here as he's at the wing?
Windsor looking to Moss, gets the deflected pass right to him. 4-point lead.
The Express applying the pressure. The confidence is back in this building.
Washington spinning towards the baseline, now back to the middle, takes a bump off the glass.
Beautiful shot.
And good.
What a great contested shot right there. Bad luck on the Express end, but London, they surely know how to finish. Curtis Washington, 6'10" Georgia State fella.
Wow, Tony Bennett with a creative drive inside, scooping it in for 2. Keeping that Windsor Express lead, 72-68. We've got ourselves a ball game, folks. Washington Rises up, can't knock it down. Robinson with the rebound.
The Express have numbers, breakaway.
Bennett sneaks it in.
What I say before, Tony Bennett could really perk up on those layups, come into the clutch when needed.
Ward skips it out to Okori. Patterson for three. Oh, it circled the drain. Couldn't go down.
Heartbreak City. Oh, beautiful pass.
Bennett.
Nowitzki. Oh. And they got the ball back.
Oh, Mo Bolden can't finish in tight.
Heartbreak City on that side, too.
Adrian Moss had the steal. Ward the other way for three. No good. Wide open basketball played here. I love it.
It's tough. Nobody's letting up on the second chance points, even though they don't go. As we see Brandon Robinson connect.
What a difference a quarter can make for your team. When we were talking about this, what we expressed at this time in the second quarter, they were trailing by as many as 23 points. Now they're up by 8.
They received that motivation during halftime. Tony Jones must have said something that really spiked up the adrenaline. They're coming out fighting. They're eating up at the lead, and they're making a lead of their own. Here's a pretty shot right there, pretty layup. Brandon Robinson yet again.
Now the Wizards will need to get not cocky. They need to not be cocky and focus on get the level, get the motivation level.
I couldn't agree with you more, Alex. The Windsor Express prompt a London Lightning timeout from head coach Kyle Julius. His team down 10. What's going on with the London Lightning?
They're losing the confidence right now. They're trying to pick up on the Windsor Express tempo, which is one thing you shouldn't do. The best thing you should do is pick up on your own tempo. That's why I said before that you have to be patient on your passes, patience on your shots. For the London Lightning, for a team that knows how to finish hard, they haven't been finishing at all in their shots. They've been flipping up a couple of circus shots then and there, and they haven't been responsive defensively. So right now, it's like the first quarter again, as the Windsor Express had their problems at that situation, but now London's finally getting a taste of their own medicine with this type of deficit.
And it seems to be that the Windsor Express are getting their big motivation from a pair of Bs. We got Mo Bolden and Tony Bennett. Those two have been really big in this third quarter for the Express.
Sweet string music, especially from Bennett, but from Bolden, when he got that ball and finished that alley-oop, you knew right then and there that the attitude was back with Windsor. The WFCU Center is right behind them, and that's the type of adrenaline they've been having. It's all support right there, support from not only the fan base, but support from the team on the court. They're really working out well. They're being vocal with where they're going, and if the Express could keep this up, we'll be talking about this game for a while, a comeback of the century.
Breaking the press there is London. Maxwell working against Kirk Williams Jr. Akeem Wright defended by Commons. Under 10 seconds to go already, and they haven't even gotten to their offensive set. Akeem Wright breaking down the defense and passing inside to Stephen Maxwell.
Good slam right there. Windsor wasn't contesting that. London's finally looking at a small window of opportunities on the offensive end, but they're still down 8.
Robinson drawing a foul. You got Marcus Capers flying by. Drew the bump, and we'll go to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. Capers, his second personal, team 5th of the quarter. And just looking at the quick stats here from the third quarter, the Windsor Express outscoring the London Lightning 27-10, Aaron.
Just goes to show how drawing first blood is really important when it comes to every quarter and every possession of the game, as we see Brandon Robinson knocking down his free throws.
Good ball movement by the London Lightning after that press. We'll get Akeem Wright to the free throw line. Good response from the Lightning after the run that I said. Akeem Wright going to the free throw line, looking to trim this deficit.
Ball handling Ball handling is one of the most crucial things when it comes to the game. I mean, if you're down by 7 or if you're in the lead, it always goes back to ball handling, because if for 1 second the ball slips out of your hands and it goes into your opponent's, you're going to have to pay, because you know you can't go all the way back there and try to contest that shot.
Right. Knocks him down. Robinson playing some small ball with Commons. He's facing up, working against Akeem Wright. Backing him up, putting it up, and scoring it up. Chris Commons.
Commons beating London's physical game. He's beating up the defense right there. He knew how to penetrate.
What a drive from Akeem Wright. Unfortunately, he can't finish. Commons thought about the long ball pass to Tony Bennett, but they thought otherwise. Robinson for 3. No good. Good box out from Tishawn Patterson there to keep Tony Bennett off the O boards.
London's back on their vibe on defense. As
slam. Stephen Maxwell.
That's how you take it to the rack right there.
Beautiful play right there. Poetry in motion.
Cannot get any sweeter than that.
Bennett draws a foul on Ward on the perimeter. And he...
His third personal, team 6.
Robinson on the near sideline will inbound the following play. Kirk Williams Jr. turns the corner and heads to the basket, and he will draw another foul. So I believe that will be the 7th foul on London in this quarter, so that will be a penalty situation. Kirk Williams Jr. will toe the free throw line.
London most likely trying to do that, trying to put the worst free throw shooter on there. It's a common practice right there. Get one of the low percentage shooters out there. Try to get everybody else to pay for it. But no, Chris Commons is one of those players. He could heat up, and as we've seen the last few possessions, a aggressive force in the paint as London gets the ball back.
Kirk Williams Jr. unable to finish a pair of free throws, then picks up a foul quite a ways away from his own basket. I'm sure Coach Tony Jones doesn't like that, but you can't knock the hustle. There's been a whole lot of heart and hustle being played on both sides of the floor here.
Yeah, both of these teams are really picking up the hustle in the third quarter. Nobody's really letting up, and even if they did, it would be on breakaways, but so far everybody's tightening up, contesting shots. It's really going to show how tough this rivalry is.
Ward's three-pointer goes over the backboard and hits the support. That will be a dead ball. Some decent pressure being put on by London here, just trying to disrupt the flow of the Windsor Express.
I don't blame them. The way the Express have been playing lately, breaking out on runs and everything, you really have to go into that desperation time as we see Tony Bennett with a reverse layup. Let's see if London can convert that on the offense. And they could do it right here with that foul.
Bennett is going to be called for a reach-in foul on Wright with 2:41 to go in the frame. Windsor up 9 points, 83-74. Capers at the top of the key, defended by Robinson. Sweeps to the left, finds a wide open Warren Ward for the slam. Express talking about the previous play, trying to get some defensive assignments.
They're really cutting back on their vices, not contesting those shots in the post.
Travel.
And unfortunately a travel for the Express. They can't let up now. They cannot let these violations get the best of them. What they really need to do is close out in the post, because the Lightning are really taking advantage of that, as they're known for taking it all the way to the hole.
And turnover, O'Corey looking for a foul, not going to get it.
London returning the favor negatively with a turnover of their own. Now the Express, they really need to cool it right now. Just look for an easy back door, a fluid give and go, and you'll be set.
Commons for 3. Big bucket.
Oh, he left Okori high and dry.
Now a 10-point lead for the Windsor Express with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Big push from the Express in this frame. Warren Ward for 3, gets his own rebound. Adrian Moss. Over to Bennett. He steps behind the three-point line, leaves it. Moss has the basketball. Commons. Oh, no.
Good hustle on Windsor. Unfortunately, London got numbers.
Maxwell going up. He'll be fouled. Wide open basketball on each side of the floor. Loving it if you're an NBO Canada fan.
For every team, there's the aggression, there's the ability to either finish or have a great transition game. Every NBLC team has it, and we have the pleasure of seeing both of these teams go down and show up with their own attitude right here tonight, as we will when we see them at the casino within a couple of weeks. Clash at the Coliseum. So if you think you're a little short on the experience, no, you're not. We got it for you right here, as we will, the Clash of the Coliseum. Two of these great teams fighting for the Central Division, and you have to love the type of aggression both of these teams are putting out in the second half.
Bennett. Nice pass inside to Kirk. Unfortunately, his pass for Shaquille Keith a little bit too strong. Turnover, and London looking to trim the deficit, trying to get it within 5, I'd imagine, before the end of the frame. If not, take it even further.
Alex Johnson not giving up. Pesky master lock defense Superman Johnson has in his resume.
Oh, nice pass inside. Capers can't hang on to it. Turnover. Tony Bennett scoops and scores.
Taking advantage on London's sloppy ability to squeeze the ball.
Oh, then another turnover. Unfortunate chain of events for the London Lightning.
They're not squeezing. They're not squeezing the ball. Nobody's getting signs that people are open. And unfortunately, it's a vice that is not needed for any team as we go down the stretch. It's pretty crucial to see how one team could lead by so much and have all these factors to get them trailing in the other part of the game.
Ward going to be called for a foul as Tony Bennett was pulling away from him. 32 seconds remaining in the third. 88-78. Windsor leads. Tony Bennett at the free throw line. Knocks it down. Bennett knocks down a pair. Subs coming in for London.
Mustafa Jones coming back in. Full court pressure right here by the Express.
Okori!
Beautiful.
Beautiful play to Stephen Maxwell.
Fantastic setup from above the rim. London knew what they were doing. That full court pressure at times could make you, and at this time it broke Windsor right there, because if you apply that full court, all that attention is away from the paint.
Shaquille Keith turns it over. 3 London Lightning players got it now to Sean Patterson. Right before the end of the quarter, that's how it ends. 90-82. We'll be right back with our stats and facts of the third quarter. You're watching Windsor Express basketball on Knockstrom.tv. Welcome back to the WFCU Center, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Hedges and Aaron Sanders on Knockstrom.tv, breaking down London Lightning versus Windsor Express. After 3 quarters, the Express lead 90-82. Aaron, one stat that stands out to me: the Windsor Express 39-24 in that third quarter.
Well, it all started on the run they had at the start of the second half. They really picked up on that. They really knew how to squeeze out, and the steals were there. The defense was there. London, unfortunately, did not take those signs right there, but at the end of the third quarter, London really picked it up right there. They had some sloppy ball handling, obviously, but nonetheless, you know, this has been an entertaining third quarter.
And another stat that's really standing out to me, Aaron, is Windsor's field goal percentage from the field, 50%, dead on.
They've been relying on in the post more often, especially when you got those alley-oops and the breakaways by Tony Bennett. So, as we mentioned before, those close shots are what matters the most. It can really boost up not only the confidence, but the field goal percentage. But what surprises me the most is the rebounding game is still close. The Lightning, in light of those rebounding percentages, 38-35 is how the rebounding game goes. And as we mentioned before, it's going to be a physical game down in the post, and it's showing up to be like it is right now.
Another stat that's standing out to me right now: points off of turnovers, 20 London Lightning turnovers, 28 points for the Windsor Express.
Those breakaways really broke down the London Lightning. They were not prepared defensively, and especially when you have your offense on the other side of the court and the Express going the other way on those breakaways, it makes or breaks you. Scoring leader right now, Tony Bennett, and why not? 20 points. Rebounding leader, Stephen Maxwell, 13 points. But now we are at the final frame.
Akeem Wright steps into a three-pointer and drains it.
Here we go.
There we go, beginning of the fourth quarter. It's time to put it into overdrive. We're on the final stretch here. And these two teams are duking it out for supremacy in the NBL Canada Central Division. Always a fun time here at the WFCU Center. Shaq Keith will inbound the ball after Brandon Robinson was fouled. Alex Johnson looking for a high screen. Gets one from Kirk Williams Jr. Good hedge from Akeem Wright.
Good rebound.
Shaquille Keith, second time's a charm. He gets the pass to go.
You really have to be persistent. Wait a minute, what do we have here?
Bench warning for just touching the ball after it goes through the bucket.
Okay. Well, you really have to be persistent down there when you're crashing the boards. Boards matter the most in this game. It doesn't matter how big or how small you are height-wise. You can never be afraid to take a few rebounds.
And someone who's not afraid to take a big shot, Akeem Wright, back-to-back three-pointers. Trims the deficit to 4 points. London.
Akeem Wright has been killing it tonight. 13 points, well, about 16 points now. 7 rebounds. An efficient shooter, as we've seen here tonight. Let's see how efficient London could be with 10:23 to go here.
Johnson steps inside the three-point line. Offensive foul. Yep, he left his feet. Good job by Nickel Corey taking that push. And putting the ball the other way. 10:19 to go. Windsor up 4.
And the game that matters the most, both of these clubs standing on top of the Central Division. London first place, the Express second place. As we wind down here in these final minutes, the way Superman Johnson was not afraid to go close to the rim just goes to show what crunch time is all about.
Johnson called for a foul away from the basketball. 3 subs coming into the game for Windsor. Starting 5 for the Express. Enter the game. Big rebound right there by Maxwell. Puts it up again. No good, unfortunately. O'Corey gets the O board. It's good.
Well, that's why London is the best in the post game. They have eyes around on each side. They're contesting, they're fighting for the rebound, but for some reason somebody was out there to receive that rebound. So all that, wait a minute. Oh.
Mo Bolden with a second opportunity. It's swiped away.
Persistency.
O'Corey to Sean Patterson.
Tony Jones calls a timeout, and I don't blame him. Persistency is the key right here. London, strong finishers. They are strong finishers. They are persistent, and Windsor Express slow going back on the other end. And this is why London has regained the lead.
93-92. London takes the lead over the Windsor Express thanks to some points off turnovers for London. We spoke about Windsor's point off turnovers. Now London repaying the favor. That deficit now 28-20. So just even in the short term, we've got 6 straight points off turnovers for London.
6 straight for London. There's no doubt in my mind it's just going to come down to the transition game. I'm surprised, again, how the transition game, how the points converting off of them has been pretty low. But at the same time, you really have to admire the fact that nobody's letting up. But London going off of the run they have before that Tony Jones timeout. Because of that, they are on an 11-2 run this quarter. And once again, taking advantage of the lead right here.
We will be here tomorrow night here against the Niagara River Lions with a 7:30 start. So make sure to set your alarms for the same day that you did for today. We've only got the best for you here on Knockstrom.tv. As both teams are shortly going to be coming out of their timeouts. An important timeout if you're the Windsor Express after giving up as many consecutive baskets as they did.
Well, if I was Tony Jones, I'd be telling the crew, all right, let's just start swinging. Let's just swing the ball now. Look for the open shots. No need to get fancy right here. You know this was going to be a close game right off the get-go. So if you just swing the ball more and, be patient about it, you'll get those open shots. There's no need to go out for the outside shots or a three-pointer at this moment.
And I think they listen to Aaron as they go inside. Mo Bolden scores off the glass.
Bolden never getting up an opportunity to take it to the hole. 14.6 rebounds.
Block! Mo Bolden.
And add a block to his resume. See, that's the type of aggression you look for in this 401 rivalry. Adrian Moss, no good.
And Akeem Wright can't hang on to it. Goes out of bounds. Windsor Express basketball. So good look out of the timeout from Tony Jones. Gives some words of encouragement to his guys after giving up 11 straight points. Now looking to add to their lead now.
Bennett on his own. Yeah.
Bennett gets it done.
22 points. He's the game's leading scorer.
O'Corey crossing over, steps into a three, no good. Maxwell with the O board. Air ball, O'Corey underneath the basket though. Tony Bennett puts his hand in there, makes it a jump ball. Mustafa Jones getting pulled off for Warren Ward now. Windsor up 3 points. 8:40 to go in the fourth quarter.
Windsor Express being attentive right there on defense. They knew right in there they were going to get the ball back. The way they double-teamed on the last possession, especially under the rim, that's a really crucial spot on the basketball court, including the wings. If you get double-teamed on either the wing or below the rim,
Bennett for three. It's good.
The Express converting on a great defensive possession. Tony Bennett supplying sweet string music. Once again, game's leading scorer with 25.
99-93 the score. Nice pass into the corner for Akeem Wright. He rattles it home.
You cannot give up on this team. Cannot give up on the Lightning.
I believe that's at least the 4th three-pointer for Akeem Wright today. He's been scoring from everywhere. Alley-oop! Oh no, Mo Bolden can't finish in tight.
No dice right there. You really have to catch up on the offense.
Oh, Scory, no good. Wow, good basketball facilitation by the Lightning there as they get the recycled possession. Nick. No. Wow. I don't think I've seen Nick O'Corey miss 2 3-pointers in a row, and been doing this for almost 4 years.
Well, Nick O'Corey, no Scory for him.
Brandon Robinson with the touch. Bennett with the follow-up. It's good. 27.
As small as that guy is, what's keeping the Express in this game is not the rebounds, it's just how persistent they are. Look how aggressive Tony Bennett has been on the follow-throughs on their shots, as we see Adrian Moss snag a rebound of his own.
Bennett drawing a foul at the free throw line. Warren Ward going to be called for a hand check, I believe. Yep. Warren Ward's 5th personal of the game will draw a substitution. Marcus Capers joins in. Windsor with the basketball on the baseline, looking to add to their 5-point lead, 101-96.
And they could really pick up on that, the way the foul situation has been going for the Lightning. Ward 4 fouls, O'Corey 3 fouls, and so far he's been cooling down on his shots. Great opportunity to take advantage of.
And Adrian Moss going to get bumped, draw a foul. Patterson. We've got 2 other games going on tonight in the NBL Canada. Aaron, why don't you tell us about what's going on out east earlier today and what happened between Niagara and Orangeville?
Well, once again, Niagara and Orangeville, that's a game worth talking about. The Orangeville A's pick up a home win over the River Lions, 97-90, and the game that I mentioned during halftime, the Hurricanes defeating the Miracles in Moncton, 96-92. Pretty close games that went down to the wire. As we see Chris Commons pick up a rebound, this is a great night for the NBLC. These close games got the 401 rivalry as you're watching right here on Knockstrom. Hurricanes picking up a close game against a tough Moncton team who are winners of 3 in a row once at a time. But now we go to the real action right here, the one that's still going on, the Windsor Express London Lightning.
Wow, what a series of plays there. Some acrobatic and creative passes being displayed on both sides. Trying to save that basketball. No shortage of heart and hustle on either side of the ball.
Well, you can, especially if it's in the 4th quarter. This is the moment where you have to come into the clutch. Unheard players usually step up in these situations.
Off balance shot for 2, Nick O'Corey.
Nick O'Corey coming into the clutch. Unbelievable.
Bennett taking a bump, offensive rebound, it's good.
He's doing it all for the Windsor Express, still the game's leading scorer. What can I say about this guy? 29 points as we see a 3.
Deshaun Patterson answers Tony Bennett's bucket.
Oh, goodness.
And Brandon Robinson's pass to Mo Bolden will draw a foul. He will go to the free throw line, 5:38 to go. O'Corey's 4th foul. So he's got to be careful now.
Corey really got to be careful right now. I bet you his confidence of his is rising up after that pretty floater right there. But if you have 4 fouls, you really have to be careful. You're halfway into the quarter. I take him off, take a breather, because he could come into the clutch. As we see Bolden knocking down the first free throw.
6 fouls apiece in the NBL Canada. For all of our fans, just making sure. We've had some responses from some of our friends from the NBL Canada fan page, thanking us for giving them a shout out. Always a pleasure.
Just goes to show how responsive and supportive they are with not only the league, but
Akeem Wright. No good. He couldn't knock down his 5th 3 of the game. Interesting pass inside from Maxwell. Tried to go post to post, couldn't get it to go. Bennett, he can do no wrong. He scores off the glass.
31 for Bennett. You think he was a great outside shooter? Man, you put him inside. If he penetrates that defense well, London will be regretting it as we see a 3 knocked down by Okori, who scores.
Beautiful step back jumper. Brandon Robinson finds a hole, puts up a floater. No good. Rebound, Mo Bolden.
I mentioned at the top of the telecast, I expected a big boy game from Bolden, and boy, he's serving it up justice. 7 rebounds, 17 points. What more could I say about this fella? And are we going to have continuation?
Please count that. Yes! And one, Akeem Wright.
We're going to have continuation on that. Another top 10 play. We are seeing everything that is worth a highlight reel moment in this game tonight. So by next week, I would assume we'll secure half the top 10 list. Circus shots, alley-oops, we're having it right here.
All this and more. Only the best for you on Knockstrom.tv. Some Windsor Express basketball. Akeem Wright finishes the play. Makes it a 4-point game. Okori steals the ball to Sean Patterson to the rack. He scores.
This is a desperation moment right here.
Tony Jones not happy, promptly calls timeout. Windsor up by only 2 points, 110-108. What a fourth quarter it's been, Aaron.
Great fourth quarter. Everybody's coming out on all cylinders. Lightning outscoring the Express in this quarter, 23-20. Coming back out with a vengeance after a slow third quarter where they only scored 24 points compared to the Express 39. The Express, they really need to be careful on how they handle the ball. We are down to the last few minutes of this game, but I don't know about you, Brett. I smell overtime the way these guys have been playing hard.
And another person that smells overtime is Alex. He's anxiously waiting to chime in here.
Yes, another game. For all those addicted to drama, Brett and Aaron, this is another game. For those that have a heart condition, this is a warning. Be careful.
And Tyshawn Patterson, not quietly, but has thoroughly been putting together quite the game. He has 25 points for the London Lightning, a big driving force for them in the fourth quarter here as they have made their way back into this basketball game.
Well, if it's a clutch situation, you always refer to Tyshawn Patterson. Remember, he won that Player of the Week honors, averaging about 22 points per game. A little 2-win window they had right there, but Tyshawn Patterson, he's been great tonight, but what amazes me is how Nick Okori has been playing on the ball. That pretty little floater he has just goes to show how capable he is to shoot on anywhere around the court.
Robinson finds Kirk Williams Jr. inside for 2. I thought Robinson was going to rise up and shoot that. The smart pass inside to Kirk is a big basket for Windsor.
If you see some space in the paint, you go for it. That was a good decision.
Capers backing down Bennett. Dished it out to Patterson. Patterson, the hot hand. Step back, jumper on the baseline, no good. Rebound, Maxwell fouled from behind. That's going to be on Kirk Williams Jr. Great offensive rebound from Stephen Maxwell in between 2 Windsor Express players.
And great hustle and great physical game down in the paint for the Express.
3:41 to go. Folks, stick around for some post-game show action hosted by Aaron Sanders. No appearance for me. I've got to get home and rest this voice of mine. We're back here tomorrow night.
It's going to be a big game, Niagara and Windsor. Niagara Riverlines, despite their record, are really making their presence known. The support for them has been great at home, and outside they have been really dropping jaws. The way Logan Stutz and Sammy Zaglinski has been playing, so look forward to that tomorrow.
Robinson, long three-pointer, no good. Akeem Wright up the floor right away. Okori stops, pops. And who's there? Akeem Wright there to tie the game on the air ball.
Unfortunately, that really cost the Express right there. They were standing there inside. You can't stand inside. You really have to hesitate, and you really have to anticipate those rebounds.
Here the chess match begins. 3 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a doozy on Knockstrom.tv. Skip pass into the corner. Bennett rises and shoots. And Chris Commons on the over-the-back call.
It was an over-the-back call.
That will be Commons' fourth with 2:54 to go. And you knew, you saw him stomp his foot after that play. He knew that he wanted that one back.
He didn't like that for sure. It was rightfully so. He got called for the foul of that, but you really don't want to mess up an opportunity to lead the game right here.
Patterson, Akeem Wright with another O-board over to Okori now. Recycled possession. High screen. Okori switches off. Williams. Okori off the glass, no good. Tipped out again. Akeem Wright for three. No good once again. Capers the follow-up.
The Express really need to step it up. They are not squeezing out to get the rebound. Once again, they are playing a static defense. We've seen this before, and unfortunately, the Windsor Express are suffering from that. You really have to hustle on those rebounds. Doesn't matter if you're in the paint or not.
Tony Bennett's going to draw a foul. Getting bumped as he's driving to the basket.
This is a team game. If the team doesn't know how to communicate right there to see who gets those rebounds, then you're really in trouble.
So Bennett going to the free throw line after the drive. Looking to tie this game at 114. Short on the first free throw. We talk about it all the time. Turnovers and free throws in the final quarter will make or break your game, as Tony Bennett knocks down the second, makes it a 1-point game.
It's the type of situation like this where I would refer to small ball now.
Okori, yes! Makes it a 4-point spread.
Now see, that's what I get. I should have kept my mouth shut. Now they're playing small ball. The Express are down 4.
Nick Okori knocks down the three-pointer to put London up 4 points. The officials were putting some time back on the clock.
And we hear the chants of "Let's go Windsor" from Express Nation. Windsor faithful.
Moss over to Bennett, having himself a heck of a game. Only needs a little bit of room. Gives it off to Bolden. He gives a jab step, drives baseline, reverse layup. It's good.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Now you have to apply full court pressure.
Windsor Express looking for a stop. 90 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. London up 2. It's been a great game. Akeem Wright puts his foot on the ground. Offensive foul. Personally, I thought Tony Bennett got there a little late, but he had his feet, to his credit, he had his feet outside the semicircle. Took a big bump from Akeem Wright. He deserves the call.
That semicircle. Boy, that is a doozy. The semicircle, you know. Perfect timing.
It seems funny that we're talking about the importance of a semicircle, but it is because if you have your heels in there, you cannot draw a charging foul.
Well, it's the little things that matter the most, especially when there's a minute left in this game, as we have here right now. But you really have to go small right here.
Tony Bennett rises and shoots.
Really?
Off the mark. Big rebound from Maxwell. Under a minute to go.
Long shot equals short distance from the ball to get back down, and London really took advantage of that. Remember, they're a tough box out team.
Okori crosses over. Finds Capers down low on the back door. Beautiful.
Great look. I'll give him that.
Timeout was called after the basket, apparently. That will move the ball from the baseline to the front court. Set up some time for the Windsor Express to maybe get a quick score on the ensuing play. Aaron, your thoughts about the fourth quarter so far? in the theatrics going into the final minute here.
Fourth quarter's been back and forth lately. London, they were down by a little bit for a short number of time, but they really took the game back into their own hands. They're really taking advantage on Windsor's defensive gaps. And you know, like we mentioned the semicircle earlier, it's those little things that matter. So with the game down the line, you really have to refer to small ball. But London has been playing more post lately than going outside. I mean, these are matters that matter the most right here. If I was Windsor, you know, I really get to the ball outside in the post as quick as you can. Don't expect those outside shots. It isn't desperation time yet.
Marcus Capers' last basket gives London a 4-point lead. Under a minute to go. It's been a pleasure to be here. Big shout out to our crew today, Ryan Bondi on the camera, our executive producer Alejandro De Armero, Aaron Sanders and Brett Hedges on the commentary. Listen to this crowd.
Oh boy, you could tell it's clutch time when everybody's on their feet. And on a Friday night too, nonetheless, we are in for a great finish.
42 seconds to go, or in basketball terms, a lifetime. Windsor, Robinson, and Moss. Turnover at the top of the key. Mo Bolden tried to find an opening.
He lost control of the ball, and
Oh my goodness!
Hello, that might have been the dagger right there.
A three-quarter court alley-oop. I've never seen such a thing.
Well, now you get to see it again on the top 10, and unfortunately that might have been the dagger right there, but what a way for the Lightning to possibly close it out. A three-quarter court alley-oop.
What a play, to say the least. The Windsor Express had to foul after the miss from Robinson. They're down by 6, 17 seconds to go. Wright enters the front court looking to get a foul. He does, 15 seconds to go. That just goes to show you have one mistake, and it ends up in your net, and it's almost you never call a basketball team out of it, but that's a decisive play at the end of the fourth quarter.
The Windsor Express, they thought they had a game plan, giving it to Bolden. Bolden didn't have a game plan when he slipped that ball up to give London an opportunity. I don't know what the Express game plan is now, but if these two free throws go in, then it's over, Brett.
Akeem Wright, one player that I've had my eye on all day, just scored his 25th point to go along with 13 rebounds. He's been a beast all day today for a double-double.
Not only a beast, but a guy that can come in the clutch. And that's the dagger right here, 15 seconds.
8-point deficit, 123-115, the Express trail. They will be back here tomorrow night to face off against Niagara. Long three from Tony Bennett.
Give credit to the London Lightning. Tough second half. Best second half I've seen all day. And the game is over, Brett.
It's been an exciting affair here at the WFCU Center. London leads the season series 2-1 after a 123-115 victory tonight at the WFCU Center. Like we said, we're going to be back here tomorrow night. Aaron, you're going to be doing the post-game. Tell us your quick thoughts before we go to break, and we'll go back to you for the post-game.
Well, I like the way these two teams came out in the second half. Windsor Express, you know, they had a little breakaway at the beginning of the second half, but London, they stayed into it with their inside defense. They referred to Nick O'Curry and all those other guys out there. It just goes to show how London is powerful inside, and that really got them to come back from this come-from-behind win.
The loss spoils a big effort from Tony Bennett, 30-plus points. From all of us here at Knockstrom.tv, we'd like to thank you for joining us for Windsor Express Basketball. For Ryan Bondi, Alex Armero, Aaron Sanders, I'm Brett Hedges saying so long. We'll see you shortly for the postgame. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you soon.
The Windsor Express drop a heartbreaking loss, 123 to 115 over the London Lightning. It is high time for the Knockstrom postgame. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I am Aaron Sanders, and there is a lot to go through about this game. What a tough physical second half we have experienced here right here. Let's go back to the first half, where the Windsor Express, they had a little sloppy defense, but they really came back on a vengeance near the end of the first half. They were down by as much as 23, and within the second half, they had a game of their own. They led then and there, but unfortunately, London's interior defense and offense really sealed the deal for them, coming back from such deficits, and it was no looking back in the last few minutes, as we've seen great guys as Tayshaun Patterson, Nico Curry, and Maxwell dropping it down where it matters the most. Clutch time was really a key factor right here. And I knew right then and there it was a close game, but unfortunately for Windsor, that was another loss. They are now 5-6, 3-2 at home. Player of the game right here, Tony Bennett, supplying the sweet string music, 32 points, 6 rebounds. And now as we talked about the out-of-town scores and how all the other teams are faring right now. Hurricanes over the Moncton Miracles. So once again, the Hurricanes are on top of the Atlantic Division. The Orangeville A's picking up a home win against the Niagara River Lions. So a big confidence leader right there. Speaking of Niagara, we have them for you tomorrow. We'll be back with you 7:30 tip-off as the Windsor Express will stay right here, take on the Niagara River Lions, try to pick up and try to take in this loss and try to recuperate as quick as they can, because Niagara, this is a run-of-the-gun team. Logan Stutz, a powerful defender and a powerful guy when it comes down to the post, and Sammy Zaglinski, always a pesky defender and a great guy to go for the open shots. The Windsor Express, as we take in this game, as they lose 123 to 115, they really have to finish off by squeezing the ball right now. The interior defense is what really got to them the most. They were spiking what could have been rebounds. Second chance points, it was not there. It's like a repeat of what happened in Moncton and the Island Storm. But luckily, this is only the beginning of the season. They dropped to 5-6, so pretty much about 29 more games to go. And they will see London again in a couple of weeks, where we have the Clash at the Coliseum at Caesars Casino right here in Windsor. So we won't be here. We'll be somewhere else. Clash of the Titans, most people seem to say. London Lightning and the Windsor Express, first and second respectively in the Central Division. Now coming up next for this game, we have the Niagara River Lions, like I said, coming in. A pretty tough team. So Windsor, they don't have enough time to recuperate, but you can rely on this. Their defense game will really step up, and their ball handling skills will step up as well. It all depends on who steps up in the final moments of the game. Once again, the Windsor Express downed by the London Lightning, 123 to 115. We thank all of you for watching. The Windsor Express still trying to find a way to get on top of the Central Division. This has been a presentation of Knockstrom Digital Media, providing the media excellence in the Windsor-Essex County. For everybody here involved, until we meet again in about less than 21 hours, this be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Rose City.